Article 3, Bill of Rights. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person to demand the equal protection of the law. Section 2, the right of the person people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable research and seizures of whatever nature and for any purpose should be inviolable, and no search warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personality by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witnesses he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. Section 3. The privacy of communication and correspondence shall be inviolable except upon lawful order or the court or when public safety requires otherwise. Section 4. No law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech or expression or the press or the right of the people peaceable to assembly and petition the government for redress of grievance. Section 5. No law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, the free exercise and enjoyment of religious professions and worship. Section 6, the liberty of abode and of changing the same within the limits prescribed by law shall not be impaired except upon lawful order of the court. Neither should the right then travel to be impaired except in the interest of national security, public safety, or public health as may be provided by law. Section 7. The right of the people to information on matters of public concern shall be recognized access to official records and to documents and papers pertaining to official acts, transactions, or decisions as well as to government research data used as the basis for policy development should be afforded the citizens subject to such limitation as may be provided by law. Section 8. The right of the people, including those employed in the public and private sectors, to form unions, associations, or societies for purposes not contrary to law shall not be abridged. Section 9. Private property shall not be taken for public use without just compensation. Section 10. No law impairing the obligation of contract should be passed. Section 11. Free access to the courts and judicial bodies and adequate legal assistance shall not be denied to any person by reason of poverty. Section 12. Any person under investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to be informed of his right to remain silent and to have competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. Section 13. All persons except those charged with offenses punishable by reclusion perpetual when evidence of guilt is strong shall before conviction be violable by sufficient may be provided by law. The right to bail shall not be impaired even when the privilege of the right of habeas corpus the suspended excessive shall not be required. Section 14. No person shall be held to answer for a criminal offense without due process of law. Section 15. The privilege of the right of habeas corpus shall not be suspended except in cases of invasion or rebellion when the public safety requires it. Section 16. All personnel shall have the right to speedy disposition of their cases before all judicial, quasi-judicial, or administrative bodies. Section 17. No problem shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. Section 18. No person shall be detained solely by reason of his political beliefs and aspiration. No involuntary servitude in any form shall be exist except as punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. Section 19. Excessive fine shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted, neither shall the death penalty be imposed unless the compelling reasons involving heinous crimes. The Congress hereafter provides for it. Any death penalty already imposed shall be reduced to reclusion perpetual. The employment of physical, psychological, or degrading punishment against any prisoner or detainee, or the use of substandard or indicate penal facilities under subhuman conditions shall be dealt with by law. Section 20. No person shall be imprisoned for debt or non-payment of a poll tax. Section 21. No person shall be twice put in jeopard of punishment for the same offense. In fact, is punishment by a law and an ordinance, conviction, or acquittal under either shall constitute a bar to another prosecution for the same act. Section 22. No ex post facto law or bill of attainder should be enacted.